Hey guys, it is Mark Coe for 18th of April. We're going to take a look at a couple setups here we had working today. So first off, from the U.S. Open morning brief I did this morning, I want to point this out. This is Dollar Canada. The reason Dollar CAD is interesting is yesterday was the exact same trade. Now you can see the support level I'm working here. It's basically down to 25.5. And this was the analysis yesterday, Tuesday morning. The analysis was guys were in a long bias. We want to be looking long dollar CAD down into this 50.75 area. Dollar CAD blows through, tight stops. It's probably a 20, maybe 30 tick loss at best. Maybe there's some, obviously everybody's going to be a little bit different. But here's what I want to point out. This morning, walking into U.S. session, it was the exact same analysis. The reason being, dollar CAD rejected this bottom edge, got back above and starts using this 25.5 again as support. So the analysis this morning was, guys, we're in a long bias. You can see my counts here, which creates my 4-hour bias. The bias was long dollars, short CAD. There's your pullback right into 50. It trades 49, and then boom, 160 ticks higher. 160 ticks on dollar CAD, more than enough to pay for 25, 35, 40 ticks yesterday. Right? The idea is that consistency of sticking with the market, letting the analysis tell you what you want to do, because that was a big winner that overcame a small loss. That's always the idea. Small loser, big winner. You can have multiple small losers, but the idea is when you get it correct, you want to get paid. Let's take a look at crude oil. So crude oil was good because yesterday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yesterday, Tuesday, crude oil switches from a sell bias to a long bias. So I just want to show you where this occurs so you understand. 2 o'clock on Tuesday, we changed to a long bias at 66.23. That's where we go long bias, right? So here's what your chart looks like. Pull back, pull back, pull back. We trade 65.59 intra kind of U.S. morning. And all of a sudden, we're later U.S. afternoon, and we're 2 o'clock, and we go on a long bias. Now, the long bias, what does it mean? It means that we want to be buying crude and buying crude and buying crude as long as we have that long bias. So where are we buying crude? Well, we're buying crude against edges. Well, where are edges? Well, first off, yesterday afternoon, right? This is what creates your long. So it's from this point. This is yesterday afternoon. So now what you're working off of is, well, where do you have bias to play from? Where do you have edge? Sorry, where do you have edge to play from? Again, this is Asian session edge. 66.80 trades 68.20. That's a pretty good move. That's $1.40 overnight. Pullback. What levels was I using early U.S. morning? I was using 67.5. Your pullback trades into 57, and I was using 68, which after post inventory levels got violated. So we traded between supports 1 and 2. Ultimately, support 2 holds it. Again, long bias at an edge. Even shorter term traders, you have the ability to look at these counts on which is ultimately just a timing indicator, trying to time the move. And this one just nails it. 67.80s trade 68.80s by the afternoon. That's a $1,000 one contract move. That's late afternoon. That's 1 o'clock. That's a big move. One contract, $1,000. That is not the only move on the board. Again, where did this bias go long? This bias went long yesterday at 66.20. We are now 68.80. One contract, that is a $2,600 move. Now, I understand from a day trading perspective, you're not looking to hold on to something overnight. What I'm trying to show you is from a positional standpoint, these are the moves that are available. Some of the people that have joined in the last week or so have been able to see some really exciting stuff. And ultimately, that's what you want to keep after, which is, can I get in the correct position to the bias direction? Will these biases follow through? Again, this one's not done yet. It's still of a long bias going into Thursday. Still of a long bias in crude oil. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're pulling in some good trades, and look forward to delivering some more. Oh, I did want to point out, because I talked about this one on the last video, pound dollar had this really nice 40-30, one spot 40-30, all the way up to 143 on its last long bias. So that was April 6th. And what I said was, we have no bias at this stage. We'll wait for the next one. That was almost a $3,000 per one standard lot type of move, right? It was a three big figure move. Look at the next one, which is the downside. So this was April 17th. So again, this is what all the subscribers have access to, which is what is your bias. You go on a sell bias April 17th. That's 143.40. Traded down to 41.74 today. Looks like we're going to close the day just above 42. Again, 140 ticks in 24 hours. That's some of the movement you're seeing. So again, your job is to find an entry and trade it, but that's what the bias are delivering for you. So again, for can't talk today, April 18th, it's Mark Coe. Cheers, and we'll talk to you guys soon.